When you breed snakes, you often have babies hatch out that you just can't let go. Sometimes it's the first baby you ever produce, so you want to hang on to it just to keep as a pet. Sometimes it's certain morphs that you want to use for future breeding projects, and other times you'll just want to raise up certain babies to trade for different bloodlines in the future. All of these cases are what we call holdback snakes. So today we're going to be showing you all of the snakes we held back, just like this scaleless rat snake we held back a couple of years ago now. But for 2020, we have a lot of holdbacks. So we want to show all of them to you today. Like I said earlier, this is a scaleless Texas rat snake that we produced several years ago now, and he actually hatched from the egg pure white, almost clear or transparent in some areas, to the point where you could see his heart beating through his skin. So we decided to hold him back because we wanted to see what he looked like as an adult. And he turned orange. So this is why you hold back snakes sometimes, is because you're just curious to see what they look like as adults. So I mean, he is looking great. He is a fantastic representation of a scaleless rat snake. He's not completely scaleless, I suppose, but he still has very few scales to the point where it just looks like little sesame seeds running down his back. Also, you'll have to excuse my hands. They're covered in universal rock dust.
And M1. And great stuff foam.
Yeah, we've been working at the facility a lot lately.
We had to cut foam out of Emily's hair recently.
Yeah. And he's looking more and more like his dad every day. This is Buck. This is the father to a lot of our Texas rat snakes that we've produced. Hi, buddy. Yes, you're getting ready for brumation, so you won't be in videos for a little while. But yeah, his son is looking great. Super, super pretty snake. But this is a holdback from like 2018, I think. So let's check out this year's holdbacks. Like most years, we produced a lot of bull snakes this year, so we held back a lot of bull snakes. So we'll do those first to show you, and then we'll end with an adorable hognose snake that we held back too. First, this is a little female bull snake. She is an albino morph, and she is from Mr. Wilson and our unnamed albino female. She's from the clutch that had the FedEx baby, the baby that looked normal, which I think is kind of funny. But we know she's albino, and she is het hypo and white side too. No, possibly het white side. But anyway, she's going to make a great addition to our breeding program in the future. It'll probably be a good 3 years at least before she's ready to breed.
Oh, she's got some poop in her. I can see it from here.
Oh geez, yeah, she is gonna poop soon.
Yeah, I can see it. Like, you can't see it now, but there's like a dark mass right in there.
Oh, yeah, I fed all these guys 2 days ago, so they're about ready to poop.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay, well, you're probably gonna paint all over with it too, so we'll put you back. Next, we have an extremely sassy male ghost morph bull snake. He is rattling his tail. He's going to be hissing this whole time. He has been like this since he came out of the egg. Like, I swear, he was like this even before he hatched. Just hissing at nothingness in the egg. Look towards the... Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He thinks he's scary. Thankfully, he's small enough where he can't really do any damage right now, but my goodness, he is
I wonder if that's
sassy.
just a ghost thing.
I think so.
All the ghosts we know are just whippersnappers.
Yeah, they are. This is a false ghost morph, meaning that the snake is both hypo, Trumbauer hypo, and white-sided. And this is from our pair of ghosts, so all the babies were ghosts. We were pretty excited for that clutch, even though they were all ghosts, and we found a beautiful male to hold back. He'll go well with the female we held back a couple years ago. Now, one thing we've noticed for the first time this year that I want to mention here quick, for some of the bull snakes, we noticed that they started developing a vertical crease on their eye caps, and after thinking about it, this is the first time we've housed them in the Vision hatchling rack, which we love, but we think the ventilation holes are just big enough to allow the bull snakes to push their noses through, but then the rim of the hole lines up with their eyes, so the constant pushing is causing a line on their eye caps. So after a shed, after they moved out of that bin, they were just fine and the creases went away, but a couple of these babies still have the crease because they haven't yet shed. So, I mean, we love the rack, like I said, but I think we're just going to use it for maybe our rat snakes and hognose snakes in the future. Bull snakes just like to push too much. One of my favorite things about the ghost morph is their purple tongue. He has it just like his mom and dad, and it's just so cool to see that purple coloration on a bull snake's tongue.
It's also the way we could tell the difference between the snows and the ghosts this year, because there were snows that came out in this clutch.
That's right.
Snows had pink tongues.
Mm-hmm, because they were albino, yeah. But the ghosts have purple.
I guess, and red eyes, too.
Yeah, that too. Next is another sassy baby, but this is from our pair, Brad and Peanut, the bull snakes. Last year, when we bred Brad and Peanut together, we had some beautiful babies, and we weren't sure exactly how long Peanut was going to live because he's an old snake, so we wanted to hold back a pair of their babies last year. We had them set aside, and then I accidentally oversold the babies by 2. So I had to give away the 2 that I was holding back. And I didn't get holdbacks last year, but some gracious people who bought them offered for us to borrow them in the future for breeding, which was really nice of you guys. Those who did that, thank you. But thankfully, Peanut's still doing great in his old age, and we were able to breed him with Brad again this year. And now we have not only 1 of their babies that we were able to hold back, but 2. We were able to hold back a pair, just like I had wanted to last year. And this year I was just more careful and I didn't oversell.
Looks like you have one that is Brad's personality and one that is Peanut's personality, too.
Yeah, we do. The extra spicy one here is the male. We've got the female that we held back. She has some beautiful reds. Have you noticed that?
She's got a lot of reds and she's got a lot of busy pattern throughout the sides.
She is gorgeous. Holy cow.
And she's pretty calm.
Yeah, compared to him.
Compared to Sassy Pants there.
Yeah, really. Yeah, you're just Brad Jr. We're holding back this pair because, same reason as last year why we wanted to hold back a pair, we're still not sure how long Peanut is going to be with us because he's so ancient, basically. You can tell just by the way he looks. Hopefully we have many years left with him, but in case we don't, this way his genes can pass along into future generations through his babies.
Yeah, he's an interesting one, too. He went from eating live to eating pre-killed.
Yep. Peanut's kind of a picky eater, but we spoil him because
he's old.
He's old. At least he's eating something.
If Grandpa comes up to you and goes, I only want to eat this, you go, all right.
Okay. I guess you're only eating chocolate and hot dogs.
Yeah, you don't sit there and go, okay, you have to eat your broccoli.
So now we have a beautiful pair of bull snakes from Brad and Peanut, and since the parents are so big, these babies should be ginormous as adults. I cannot wait to watch them grow. And also, before I put them back, I'm really looking forward to seeing how much red pops up in their scales as they grow, because Peanut was apparently, or is apparently, a red morph, but in his old age, his colors have kind of faded, so I really want to see how that passes on to his babies. Just for comparison, this is the female from Brad and Peanut, and this is a baby from Brad and Janet. This is from our very first clutch of bull snakes we ever produced. Who is this? Is this Jane?
This is Jane, yep.
Okay, Jane's nice. Perfect. Okay, I was going to say if it's Dottie, then I'd be a little worried. Jane here is a sweetheart for the most part. She likes food. But just look at the color difference here. This is what happens when you have just a different colored dad. So Peanut must really be a red line, like we were told, even though we can't really tell by looking at him. Just comparing the babies, there's a lot of red in this one.
Yeah, I personally like Jane a little bit more.
The dark colors?
Yeah, those dark colors.
Yeah, she's beautiful too.
She also reminds me of Janet.
Yeah, I miss Janet.
Mm-hmm.
Let's keep moving on positive things. Since we decided to hold back only sassy snakes, apparently, this is... Actually, she's not being sassy right now.
Oh,
for
she
once.
Just need to be taken out.
I guess. This is one of our multi-het babies. Oh, there she
there
goes.
we go.
Yep. This is from Mr. Wilson and the Axanthic female. We were trying to see if the Axanthic was het albino. Turns out she isn't. We also wanted to see if Mr. Wilson was het Axanthic. Turns out he wasn't. But that just means we had a clutch of babies that are 100% het Axanthic, albino, hypo, and possibly het white side. Sorry, lots of genetics talk, but some of you might appreciate it.
So hopefully we held back the good one.
Yeah, let's hope we held back one that actually is het white side. But she's going to be a genetic powerhouse in the future, and that's why... And she was a big baby. Like, she hatched out almost twice the size of all the other babies from the other clutches, so we're like, oh yeah, we've got to hold you back for breeding. And since we, of course, want to save the best for last, the 6th baby bull snake we decided to hold back from 2020's pairings is a beautiful snow morph. We have another snow that we've been raising up that we've bred in the past too, but this little girl, gosh, she was just too pretty to let go. This is a hypo albino white side. So she is a hypo snow or a white-sided albino. You'll have to go back to the video when we were trying to figure out what her morph name would be. But for all intent and purposes, this is a Trumbauer hypo albino white-sided bull snake.
A white snake.
This is a white snake. She's pretty little. She's definitely on fuzzies. She's been smaller than the others ever since she came out of the egg, but she certainly has grown. She eats like a champ, and she is sassy at times, but she's not as bad as some of the others. So these are all 6 of the baby bull snakes that we held back this year, and now we have one more very special snake to show you that we decided to keep. As you may recall, we had a clutch this year of hognoses that contained a few superconda babies. So we were trying to decide which one to keep, and this is the one we ended up with. We originally wanted the superconda that had a beautiful dorsal stripe down her back, but she was a little bit of a picky eater at first, and then compared to this girl who ate right away, we kind of we changed our minds and decided to keep this one instead. We always want to try to promote good eating habits, especially with hognose snakes when it comes to the babies we hold back, because that can be genetic. So she should have, since she has a great feeding response, again, sorry my hands are so dirty, but since she has such a great feeding response, there's a good chance that could start passing down to her babies in the future too. So even though she didn't have as beautiful as a dorsal stripe, I mean, she still has kind of pretty dorsal stripe there, but we prefer the good eating habits over that.
Yep. And there she goes, burrowing into the ground.
Yep. Oh, and changing her mind. And this isn't one of our holdbacks, I'm gonna trust you.
We did get him this year, though.
We did get him this year, that's true. So we're still holding him back from Craigslist, where we got him from. But this is Tiny. He is our green anaconda, and he is our constant challenge for desensitizing a snake to being held and touched and teaching him that we're not food. So we're gonna have him out for the ending of this video, because this is part of his training.
Yep. Daily handling, you know, make sure that it's all positive experience.
Just touching a lot, getting him used to that feeling, and he's actually pretty docile today.
Yeah, he's doing a pretty good job today.
He's in a good mood. But anyway, those are our 7 holdback snakes for 2020. I am curious to see which one is your favorite. So if you wouldn't mind, comment below which of those 7 snakes is your favorite. We're always curious. As always, we'd like to thank our amazing Patreon supporters for your generosity and backing of this channel all the time. And thank you to everyone who's just spending time here with us. If you guys like this type of video, we could do one about all of the animals we got in 2020, if you'd be interested in something like that.
We did get a few in anticipation that the zoo would be open by now, so...
Yeah, but we haven't been able to move them to the facility yet, so our house is crammed at the moment. But their enclosures are currently being built, so it won't be much longer now.
So yeah, let us know, people, if you would like to see a video of all the new acquires by Snake Discovery this year.
Yeah, let us know, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, Tiny. Okay, just look the other way, I guess.
Here, show off your cute puppy dog face.
Bye, Tiny.
Yeah, he's a good boy today.
Yeah, today.
Today.